This is John Martinka. One of my favorite lines from a client after he bought a business was, in response to the question, how are things going? I'm overwhelmed. It ties into the testimonial I got 15 some years ago from a client who said, my wife and I are into it up to our necks and loving it. So why was my client overwhelmed? And by the way, he got over being overwhelmed. He's done very well. Coming out of the corporate world, he said, I didn't realize I had to know how everything worked. I don't have to do it, but I have to know when it needs to be done, who's to do it, what has to happen, and what it looks like when it's done right. And that's a big learning curve that buyers face. So I tell you that because it ties into something I feel is incredibly important and is often the most overlooked thing when there's a business buy-sell deal. And that's the transition plan. And I've known banks who have said, I want to see a transition plan before we fund. I have had bankers tell me we care more about the integration than the deal itself. And it reminds me of a story of a past client. He didn't buy into just about anything that makes you successful in buying a business until he met a seller who was just like him, so they hit it off perfectly. We get the deal closed, goes in the next day, and as I understand it, here's what happened. The buyer says to the seller, tell me what I need to know about the business. And the seller says, well, tell me what you want to know. Well, he says, tell me what I need to know. And this went back and forth for a while. Then a little more involved conversation. Finally, the phone rings, I get a call, and my response was, well, you were instructed to do a transition plan. Put together what you wanted to do the first week, second week, third week, day by day, shadowing the seller, whatever it is. Of course, they didn't do it till post-sale. They slowed them down a bit, but it can create a hassle, it can create tension. And that's the last thing a buyer needs when they come in. So if you want to avoid the overwhelm factor being high and have it be low, do a transition plan, which is why I put in my books, all my books, a sample transition plan. And it's why I encourage my clients to do it in advance. And because bottom line is, it works. Thank you for watching.